I say Ghana is where
washed with images of the man, videos, photographs, and all of that.
Ghana is where we are now because of Nkrumah and Rawlings. Nobody can take it away from these two gentlemen. We are where we are now, and we could have done better if we had listened to these two gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But unfortunately, but it's never too late. It's never too late. Yeah.
Very well, Apostle. Let's launch into the substance of our discussion. You are here in the Volta region, and you have a mission, just like you said. Yeah. Every person comes onto the earth with a specific purpose. A specific purpose. All right. So what is happening here in the Volta region? Why are you here?
Volta region is a unique region. I call it the Judah of Ghana. Judah means praise.
Yes.
Why do I say that? There's a unique festival that God ordered the Israelites to perform every year. And that is the celebration of the Exodus festival.
Okay.
They were supposed to celebrate it so that generations to come will know what God did for them. And in Ghana, there's only one region that celebrates this Exodus. And you call it the Hogbechocho.
Right.
Hogbechocho.
Right.
And we call it the Exodus.
Right.
But it's one and the same thing.
Movement of people.
Movement of God's people, you know, when God delivers his people.
Right.
And this year is a 20 year. And so the Hogbechocho should have been very unique.
2020
is a 20 year. And unfortunately, because of COVID-19, Hogbechocho was not able to come on. So the Lord asked me to come to launch the Exodus of 2020
here in the Volta
region, or if you like to in the local dialect, Hogbechocho at 2020.
Okay.
So Exodus of 2020.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to organize prayers. So the launching of this Exodus of 2020 is coming on Saturday.
Okay.
Next week Saturday. That will be the 21st.
Yes.
And then we commence it from 22nd.
Okay.
And we're going to climax it on the 29th. So it's a 1 week affair.
Okay.
So we opening day is Saturday. Then 21st. We commence 22nd to the 29th.
Okay.
And God is going to deliver his people because the time has come for Ghana to achieve economic independence. You see, when Kwame Nkrumah came, he gave us political independence.
Right.
The next move was to give us economic independence because political independence without economic independence is chaos. Meaningless. So that was what he was working on.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in 1966, he was overthrown.
Yes.
And everything he, built to gain, for us to gain economic independence was destroyed. Okay. All his factories, everything was condemned. Okay. And since then, we never had stability. One coup d'etat after another coup d'etat, one coup d'etat after another coup d'etat. Then comes Jerry John Rawlings. But I'm privileged to prophecy that when Nkrumah was in exile in Guinea, some prophets visited him from Ghana and they told him a young man will come to continue the work he has started. But he was never going to come back to Ghana. But before this thing happens, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And we didn't know who was coming on board.
Okay.
But in 1947, Jerry Rawlings was born to Madame Victoria Agbitui. And Madame Victoria is born on the 20th year, 1919.
Yeah.
And dies on the 20th year.
Wow.
2020.
1919.
Yeah, 1919 to 2020. It's a unique thing. 20 years happen every 101 years. So
she was 101 actually.
So for you to be born in the 20th year and see another 20 year. She saw the 20 year before even dying.
Wow.
It's a blessing. It tells you this woman is blessed. And lo and behold, she comes from the Volta region, an Anglo lady. She gave birth to Jerry John Rawlings.
Right.
June 22nd, 1947. That is the same year Kwame Nkrumah landed in Ghana from the US.
Okay. To come and be secretary to the UGCC.
Yes, to the UGCC.
Right.
49, he split and went his own way.
Okay.
57, he gave us political independence, working on the economic independence, and he was overthrown. So in 79, when Kwame Nkrumah should have been 70 years, what did we see? Jerry Rawlings comes into the scene June 4th. It starts from May 15th, then June 4th.
Right.
And then it ends on 24th September. But there was a lot of bloodshed.
Wow.
You know what happened. You and I know.
The coup d'etat,
yeah, the coup d'etat. A lot of blood was shed. Then he went back and came back 31st. But when he came back, he said the 31st December coup d'etat was actually to continue the journey Nkrumah started. and he was derailed by his detractors who did not understand him and demonized everything about Nkrumah. So 31st December movement is to continue where Nkrumah left off. So the question after his demise is to ask ourselves, how far have we come? If you read the book of Isaiah 66, God says that I have extended peace to you like a river, and now I'll extend the wealth of the nations unto you like a flowing stream.
Wow.
So when Nkrumah was overthrown, instability, how do you build an economic empire when the country is unstable?
Right.
So Jerry Rawlings comes on the scene as the first John, and boom, we see stability. But there's an amazing thing. When Jerry Rawlings came on the scene, he submitted a document to Parliament. I think it was the second Parliament in 95. And the title of the document was Vision 2020.
Yes.
And the Lord gave me an interpretation to mean that that is when the end of the Johns come, 2020. The
end of the Johns as a
the Johns, the era of the Johns of their reign.
Okay.
The Johns are a mystery.
Okay.
Which means Jerry Rawlings should have ruled till 2020. And if we had implemented that vision 2020, Ghana would be like Malaysia or, whatever we are aspiring to be. We would have gotten there.
Right.
But unfortunately, like we do all documents, it gathers dust.
Wow.
So 2020, the end of the Johns was supposed to come.
Which is this year?
This year, 20 years.
So ideally, a John should have been in power now? Is that what it means?
Yes, ideally, the Johns should have been completing in 2020.
Their era now.
Their era.
Okay.
So when Jerry was disrupted by the opposition and they didn't allow him to continue, they put pressure on him. We have to go back to democracy. Jerry doesn't believe.
Right.
No, he believes in democracy, but not the multi-party kind of democracy. And I don't believe in multi-party democracy, but I believe in democracy.
Okay.
And Nkrumah believes in democracy, but not the multi-party.
But what is the sense of democracy if it is not multi-party?
You see, multi-party, it's like a millionaire's game, a rich man's game. Because look at the input we put into our campaign, posters, campaigning, fighting among each other, only for you to implement the same policies I was implementing. But if we came together and found another way to interact and share ideas, I think this rift and every time 4 years we are at loggerheads would have seen ourselves as brothers fighting for a common cause. But now multi-party is rather dividing us, and if we are not careful, it will explode, and the results will be disastrous. I pray it never happens. Because you see, when we want to imitate America and all that stuff, they've been in, practicing democracy for God knows how long. So how can you, a young democratic, First Republic just 28 years.
With them.
Yeah, rub shoulders with them and want to be like them suddenly. Look, when Trump and co are campaigning, they don't tell you I'm going to build roads, I'm going to build schools, I'm going to build hospitals. They've gone beyond that. They're thinking of going to the moon and all that stuff, and we are still killing witches.
Well, we are still hung on the bread and butter issues.
Wow, because that's where we are. So I think we've jumped the gun. We should have been patient, done it, poco a poco, bit by bit. Then finally, we could have also practiced multi-party democracy. And at that time, it will work better for us
than it is
now. You can't behave like Bill Gates when you don't have his financial... Exactly. But now we're just confusing ourselves, honestly. So all the resources go into this campaign and stuff like that. But the crux of the message is that, you see, let me show you something. God gave a covenant to Abraham. 400 years, your descendants are going to come out from slavery. And he promised them that he was going to bless them. They were not going to come out empty-handed, but they're going to come laden with silver and gold. Okay, so Joseph in Genesis chapter 50. 50 is Jubilee. So in Genesis chapter 50, he reminded his brothers that God will visit you. Genesis 50:24. That God will visit you. And indeed, you can God will Genesis 50:24. God will visit you and really come and take you back to the promised land. So when you're going, make sure you take my bones. How come John Kufuor joined the 50th anniversary of Ghana, land the Joseph Project? And it was towards a certain goal. So we are waiting for the 400 years, which is the year of return. And in Nanado's term, he launched the year of return because the 400 years had climaxed. Now, when you look in the Bible, Exodus 2:23, when the year of return came, the Israelites started to cry unto God. And then God went and called Moses. Moses had been rejected before. But after he went to be a shepherd, you know, looking after flocks, and after having the burning bush experience, God, after the Israelites start crying, which is the year of return, which is our year of return also, then God says, Moses, go and deliver my people. And Moses comes, and God does exactly what he said he would do. They did not leave empty-handed, but they were laden with silver and gold. That is what I call economic independence. Because somewhere in the Bible, Exodus 33 and 34, Moses needed some cash, gold to build the tabernacle. So he asked them, anybody who is willing, bring gold, bring silver. They brought so much that Moses had to tell them to stop. This is what I call economic independence. Now, in Deuteronomy chapter 2, when after 14 years in the wilderness, they came to the land of Esau, and God says, I'll not even give you one foothold. I've given it to Esau already. So pay for everything, your food and your water, with silver, because I have blessed you. So even after 40 years in the wilderness, it didn't affect their economy. They were still vibrant economically. Then in Deuteronomy, God said, if you continue to walk in my ways, I'm going to make you a nation of lenders. You will never borrow from any nation. You will be the head and not the tail, and there will be none that is poor. So this is where Ghana should be, because this is the promise God made to Kwame Nkrumah on 6 March 1957, that we as a country must be a country or a nation that lends to other nations. Because before, when we were Gold Coast, we didn't owe anybody one dime. So how come now we say we are independent and we owe everywhere? Because we've been caught in what I call the debt trap. The debt trap. Okay, you borrow, then you can't pay, so you borrow to pay that debt, and then you borrow to pay, and before you know, you owe so much. And you look at what did we do with the money we borrowed? Zero. Because the money we borrowed and the development we are looking at is not commensurate. So we need to break that cycle, and only Elohim can do this. And so Volta region, they have the task to call on Elohim. So they are going to lead this nation. You remember in Judges chapter 1, after what do you call it, Joshua and Caleb and all the rest had died, and then they asked the Lord, who should lead us? And God said, Judah should lead. Judah is our Volta region. So I have come here because Volta must lead. In is it Psalm 68, I think 31 or something, he said, princes shall come out of Egypt, because Ethiopia shall lift up his hands unto the Lord. No, princes must come out of Egypt. Egypt is bondage. So what God is saying, that as soon as Ethiopia lifts his hands unto God, the princes will come out from bondage. So now, as soon as Ghana, as soon as Volta lifts up his hand, the princes will come out of bondage. We have princes in Ghana, we have multi-millionaires in Ghana, but they are in bondage, spiritual bondage, and we need to come out. And Volta region has that task.
If I understand you correctly, what you are saying is that spiritually, or in the realms of the spirit, in the spiritual realm, if Ghana is to attain significant economic independence or economic emancipation, then that is contingent on the Volta region.
On the Volta region.
Volta region out of the 16 regions.
Out of the 16 regions. God has chosen Volta region.
Why? Is there any special reason for this?
Yes, there is a special reason. You see, I told you about the twin year. And Madame Victoria Abutui was born in a twin year, 1919. Let me tell you something about twin year, then we'll come to that. You see, Osei Tutu the first, Ashanti Kingdom. Okomfanochi went to help him to build a kingdom. And as Osei Tutu was fighting with the Achems, and then he crossed the Pra River and they shot him. Up to now, we don't know where his body is. Okay, so the Achems overcame the Ashantis. Within 2 years, Okomfanochi disappeared. We didn't hear from him again. So how come 2 years to a 20 year, 2020, that's 2018?
Yes.
Osei Tutu the second crossed the pra to go and visit Achim. For me, from where I'm standing, it was a terrible mistake. Nana, with all respect.
You think it was a mistake for the Otu
terrible mistake
to have visited the
Achim? He has broken a 300 years covenant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because since that event,
nobody has
crossed the pra.
Now, let me tell you what that means. You see, Elijah. You know Elijah, the prophet Elijah. He called fire from heaven.
Yes.
And fire came.
Yes.
But Jezebel put him on flight.
Yes.
Then he said, God, take me away. I don't want even to. So God took him away. Then we are told in Malachi that Elijah will come before the coming of the Messiah.
Yes.
And Jesus made us understand that Elijah is John the Baptist.
Yes.
So if Jezebel wanted to kill John the Baptist, wanted to kill Elijah. Who killed John the Baptist? Because John the Baptist is like Elijah Ababu.
Okay.
You get my
point? So basically like Elijah reincarnated.
Yeah, reincarnated. Okay. And a woman wanted to kill you.
Elijah.
And God took you away. Now a second chance has come.
Wow.
Of course, don't do it for you.
Wow.
So Elijah was killed by a woman. Because the daughter danced before the king and said, hey, ask anything you want.
Right,
went quickly to mommy. Mommy says, go and ask for the head of John the Baptist.
Wow.
And that was it. That was it. A woman killed John the Baptist. Just like a woman wanted to kill Elijah. So if, as Osei Tutu Abebio the first, fighting with the Achims, was killed, how come Osei Tutu the second would dare cross the pra? 2 years to a 20 year.
Wow.
Because that was 1717.
Yes.
Then fast forward 1919, Victoria is born in the Volta region. Jolukope, in Agro.
Yeah.
Then in 47, June 22nd, he gives birth to Jerry John Rawlings. And Jerry John Rawlings is the one who came to continue Nkrumah's journey. Then he hands over a document called Vision 2020. And guess what? Victoria dies in the twin year of 2020.
Right.
And his son, Jerry John Rawlings, also passes on in 2020. If that doesn't tell you anything, then you're not discerning.
Wow.
So this twin year, it's not over yet. We have a few more weeks to go to there. So anything can happen. And I believe before the end of the year, a lot of strange things are going to happen. But you see, there's something strange going on in this country. Since Jerry Rawlings instituted the Fourth Republic, 1992, you and I will bear witness that anything that happens in America repeats in Ghana.
Right.
I mean, whether it's by
design or by sheer coincidence,
it happens. From 92. The Democrats took over, NDC, Jerry Rawlings took over. 96, Democrats, NDC. Then 2000, it shifted to the Republicans. Then Kufuor and NPP came. 2004, Republicans, Kufuor came. Then 2008, it changed again. Democrats, NDC came. That was Mahama and Mills.
Right.
Then 2012, Mills departed, but it changed again. It still maintained Democrats, NDC.
Right.
Then in 2016, it changed over again, Republicans and then MPP. But little have people noticed. Now, if I can just display this American flag to depict that, yes, whatever happens in America happens in Ghana. Okay? But in 2008, something happened. You see, in the Jubilee year, 2007, Rawlings was very angry with former President Kufuor because he believed Kufuor desecrated Nkrumah's tomb. Who built Nkrumah's tomb? Rawlings,
right.
He has a reason and a purpose for building.
Mausoleum.
Yeah, the mausoleum. So he brought Nkrumah's body from Nkrofo and laid him here to show him respect. So in Rawlings' opinion, Kufuor should have dug another hole, so to speak, to bury the wife of Nkrumah, and not the same hole. By doing so, in Rawlings' opinion, spiritually desecrated.
Yes. And
I'm not surprised because Kufuor is a UP.
Okay.
And UPs and Nkrumah, you know, the fight is on and on and on. Until today, it is continuing.
Right.
Okay. Then Kufuor builds Golden Jubilee House. In the Flagstaff House compound.
Right.
Then something happens in 2009. When the Mills Mahama take over, what do? They change the name to Flagstaff House.
Yes.
Okay. A quick history will tell you that when Kwame Nkrumah lived in the Flagstaff House, anything that happened in Nigeria, okay, will happen in Ghana. Nigeria did the first coup d'etat in January 66.
Yes.
Then Ghana followed suit. But it shouldn't have been so, because Ghana, we gained independence first.
Yes.
57.
Sure.
And then we were a republic in 60.
Yes.
And then Nigeria gained independence in 1960.
60,
so now how come we are following Nigeria and they're not following us? So being the first to get political independence, we should have been the first to get economic independence.
So we should be dictating terms.
Exactly. But suddenly something happened. Nigeria does a coup d'etat, Ghana repeats the same thing under the name Flagstaff House. That's where the presidency was.
Yes.
Then Nkrumah, J.B. Dankwa dies in prison, Nkrumah's opponent.
Yes.
Then Nkrumah is overthrown, and then what happens? Akufo-Addo is the next president.
That's Edward Akufo-Addo. Yes.
So fast forward, Kufuor has built Jubilee House. NDC come there pro Nkrumah.
Yes.
So naturally,
they want to revert the name.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I was of the opinion that it should remain Jubilee House.
Okay.
But Jubilee House, Flagstaff House compound. Because if you build a house in
within a certain,
it doesn't change.
Yes.
It's a house that has a name.
Yes.
But it's still within the same compound.
Right.
So there was a spiritual mishap, and which means that it is a sign that the Jubilee covenant has been broken, because that building was put up to honor the Jubilee.
Yes.
And Jubilee is of God.
Yes.
If you read Leviticus 25, Jubilee, your debts are forgiven. Others were cancelled.
Yes.
Jubilee, your economy is restored. We had oil in commercial quantities.
Yes.
So God had added something else to us. Okay. So looking at all these things and Kufuor building this, and believe me, Kufuor is part of the Johns.
Yes, yes.
You see, we have John Rawlings, John Kufuor, John Mills,
John Mahama.
Then there's John Alan Kojo Martin.
Yes.
But the difference between these Johns is that all these Johns have served under Jerry Rawlings. So I call Jerry Rawlings the baptizer.
Wow.
So it was because of the pressure that was put on him. So he had to let go and let, the Fourth Republic, the democracy
to flow.
Right. So God, in his own wisdom, wanted us to know that Jerry John Rawlings' work is not finished. So he brought John Kufuor, then John Mills, then John Mahama. So John Mahama is the last John. There's a book I wrote, The Mystery of the Johns and the Glorious Jubilee of 2016. Wow. Then you can see this book, Ghana Nigeria Elections.
Yes.
Anything that repeats.
The correlation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll come to that.
Okay.
So when the name was changed, and God had alerted me that I should watch whatever happens in Nigeria repeat in Ghana. So I was the first to tell the presidency to change the name back to Jubilee House, or else whatever happens in Nigeria will repeat. In fact,
hold on a bit. When the name Jubilee House was changed to Flagstaff House in 2009,
yes,
under President Mills and Vice President Mahama,
yes,
you prompted the presidency.
No, not in 2009. I did it in 2013 and 2014.
But the name was changed in 2009.
Yes.
So you prompted the presidency.
But in 2009, President Mills didn't go live there.
Yes.
He lived in the castle.
Yes.
So I was observing. But in April of 2012, the Lord told me I should observe that what happened to Kwame Nkrumah in 1972.
When he was living under the Flagstaff House.
No, yeah, in 1972 he had been overthrown from the Flagstaff House.
Yes.
So he was in exile.
Yes.
So what happened to Nkrumah in 1972 will typologically repeat itself.
Wow.
Nkrumah died in 1972.
Yes.
And Akufo-Addo and Buzier's administration was overthrown.
Yes.
So now, 40 years later, we have what? 2012. Atamils dies because Nkrumah died.
Wow.
Then there's a flag bearer called Akufo-Addo. He says he's won the election 2012.
Yes.
But he didn't get the power because power is taken away from him.
Yes.
So you see the typological.
Okay.
Then God told me that is a guarantee, Kobna, that 1966 will typologically repeat in 2016 if the name remains.
Wow.
Dankwa will die. The occupant of the Flagstaff House will have to leave. Next president is Akufo-Addo. So I wrote the letter I went on and on and on. But I think
let me get this clear, Apostle. All right, Apostle.
Okay, let me.
Yes.
Since we're going to be coming to Volta.
To Volta again,
a lot will be.
Yes,
so
sure. We can't finish everything today, trust me. We can't.
So, that's what I want to say. You see, I'll talk about two things.
Okay.
Then I'll reserve the rest.
Okay.
I talk about the mystery of the 29th bonds.
Yes.
You know, after Professor Mills died, Professor Nana Addo Dankwa is born 29th of March, John Mahama 29th November, Emisata 29th April.
Wow.
You see, when Kwame Nkrumah left the Flagstaff House, he died. He went to die.
Yes.
And his party CPP was never the same.
Went into a limbo.
Now, that is the exact thing that has been planned for the NDC after Dankwa's death and
Mills's death.
Yeah. No, after Dankwa's death, John Mahama leaves the Flagstaff House.
Yes.
In Nkrumah's presidency, he was the only president. He didn't have a vice. But now we split the presidency
into two. Yeah.
So now Emisata was the first to walk into the Flagstaff House. So if Nkrumah died after Dankwa and they overthrew, so John Mahama and his vice were thrown out.
Wow.
One has to die.
Wow.
That's why Emisata had to die. So now John Mahama will lead the NDC to become like the CPP. So are you with me now? We finished with this, so we
can put them now.
So the spiritually, I mean, I'm talking about the spiritual trap.
Wow.
So Emisata dies because Kwame Nkrumah. Now the presidency has been split into two.
Yeah.
So Nkrumah goes and he dies. CPP is no more. So since the president is the president and vice president, the vice president dies. So now John Mahama will lead the party NDC to become like CPP.
To go into oblivion, just like the CPP.
So it can't be done suddenly. So it's being done gradually.
Wow.
Okay, we'll go into that, but don't be afraid. Okay, so that's the 29th bond. Okay. Now on the 29th of May, I had an interaction with Professor Kwesi Botwe.
Okay.
Because I had heard he wanted to be flag bearer, running mate.
Running mate, yes.
Then the law said, tell him he's from Central Region. He shouldn't participate. Aka is dead. Emisata is Atamils is dead. Emisata is the next. This is 29th of May.
That was before the death of Emisata.
Yeah, 2018. By 29th. The next 1 month, 29th June, Emisata is gone. Okay, so I don't want to go into that too much. I'll continue later. Now, so that's the 29th born issue.
The mystery of the 29th.
You know, when they went to Supreme Court, verdict 29th.
Yeah.
That's why Nana Addo 29th March is being used for everything. James Dankwa dies by election 29th. Change name to Flagstaff House Jubilee House 29th. Yeah, everybody wants to capitalize on, Anyway, now let me tell you something quickly about 21 and 24. Nkrumah is born 21st.
Yes.
He was overthrown 24th.
Yes.
The first president who was sworn in from the northern Ghana, that's
Dr. Hilary Man, PNC.
He was sworn in on the 24th of September.
Okay.
3 days after Nkrumah's birthday. Nkrumah's 21st September.
Yes.
So 3 days after, the first northern president was sworn in. But unfortunately, what happened to Kwame Nkrumah happened to him. He was also overthrown.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
By Papa J.
Rollins, right.
Anyway, that's another story. Then the second northern president, which is John Mahama, was also sworn in on the 24th of July.
Wow.
3 days after Atamils' birthday. Atamils is 21st.
Atamils dies.
And then 3 days later, another northern president is sworn in. And what happens to him? What happened to Kwame Nkrumah repeats in his time. Okay. Then 24th September, Madam Victoria Butui dies. And you remember, Rollins comes in 79 and he hands over power to Liman on the 29th.
Yes.
So 21st, I was in Volta region and revelation came that John had been shot. John Mahama had been shot. By the time I got to Accra, he said he's stopping his campaign to come to address the nation.
Yes.
On the 24th.
On the EC's issues.
Yeah, on the 24th. He chose 24th. So 24th, Madam Victoria also dies.
Wow.
This is exactly 41 years after the June 4th. All these things should have happened last year, 2019. But because 2019 is not an election year, you know, 2012 is an election year,
yes.
so everything happened prompt.
Yes.
2016 is an election year, so but 2019 was not an election year, so everything has to be deferred to this year. That's why in May it was reported that Madame Agutui had died, but it wasn't.
But by then she wasn't.
She wasn't there. So you know, I'll go. There's no time. I'm just summarizing it for you. So on that 24th September, how come when John left Bono? Because John was doing 4 days at Bono.
Yes.
He did 2 days.
Yes.
Then because of the issue, he said, I'm coming to address
the issue
on the 24th. How come that 24th? Baumia didn't have any program in Bono, but he went to do 2 days in Bono. 24th, he was there. Why? This election is a struggle between the Northern brothers.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And there's a reason for that. Oh my God. But we'll solve it. We'll solve it. It's not. You see, because Papa J handed power over to the man from the north on the 24th of September. So 24th of September this year, you see, why will John leave Bono? Then Baumia will go to Bono and do just 2 days and get out of there. There's a reason, but we'll get to there. 79 is typological repeating itself, but with a twist.
How so?
Papa J does the coup d'etat. Then on the 26th of June, which is Edward Akufo-Addo's birthday, the sitting head of state called Akufu is executed. And then the last man standing, Efrifa, is also executed on that same day. Then 3 weeks later, President Akufo-Addo dies. That's 79. Then the UP tradition splits into two.
Yes.
Then the man from the north passes through.
Whoa.
Now the UP tradition don't want that split to
happen.
So they are doing everything to come together. That's why even Kwabena Japan has been recalled. Okay, after all the way they treated him and all that. And he's campaigning for them. Because Otumfo says Asante and Achim are one. So if Achim is there, it's like an Asante there. I mean, we are one. So that split will not happen. Now, Papa J is the last man standing. In 79, he was against the sitting head of state called Akufu.
Yes.
We have another sitting head of state called Akufu.
Yes.
But this time Papa J was not against him, but standing behind him.
Yes.
And what happened to Papa J? He's the last man standing, just like Efrifa was the last man standing there. So you see, instead of Akufu being executed, the last man standing rather goes. Then they intend to keep their unity so that the man from the north will not penetrate.
Go through.
That's what is
happening. Who is now John Dramani Mahama?
Yeah, of course. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. I'm just summarizing it. You see, that's what the Lord has actually.
Yes. I am very interested in the covenant.
Okay,
let's deal with the covenant quickly.
Okay, quickly.
And then
we are going to. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
We are going to build a prayer altar unto the Lord.
Okay, here in the Volta region.
Here in the Volta region.
Okay.
If anybody can save the NDC, it is Volta region. Because of Madam.
You think the NDC must be saved?
It is Volta region. If Volta doesn't save NDC, NDC cannot be saved.
I'm asking whether you think NDC needs to be saved.
Yeah, they need to be rescued. Or else they'll end up like CPP. That's the
the trajectory they are going. Wow.
Because if Papa J handed over Vision 2020 and the interpretation is that the mystery of the Jones or the mission of the Jones ends in 2020.
Yes.
And Madam Agutui Victoria is the power behind the Jones. She herself passed on in 2020.
Yeah.
John the Baptizer himself is gone in 2020. So which tells you that His Excellency John Mahama should have won the 2016 elections to complete in 2020. Then the era of the Jones would have been over
by this year. Wow.
Yeah. It's the truth, naked truth. I don't lie to you. I don't lie to anybody. Naked truth. So now we are at serious crossroads. So the Lord said we should build this altar. The altar is being built on two scriptures. First Chronicles 21:24, and then Second Samuel 24:24. If you quickly read it,
First Chronicle,
I put the ribbon there to guide you, and then the other one,
because
I put a piece of paper to guide you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just there.
This
24,
one,
the top corner.
This is Kings.
No, it's the continuation of 20. First 24. No.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Okay, 10. So you understand.
Okay, so I'm in Second Samuel now.
24.
Good.
So
24. Okay.
See, yeah.
Good. My Sunday school teacher didn't survive that long. So, but the king replied to Aruna, "No, I insist on paying you for it. I will not sacrifice to the Lord my God burnt offering that cost me nothing.
Good. David was going to build an altar unto the Lord.
Okay.
Because a plague was happening. People were dying. Things were going wrong. And the prophet said, build an altar. And he was told where to build the altar. And the person wanted to give everything to him free. And David said, no, I will pay for it because I will not build an altar unto the Lord. That costs me nothing. When you're doing something for the Lord, it must cost you something.
Wow.
It's not huge, but whatever, it must cost you something.
At least symbolically.
Symbolically. It's symbolic. So let's read the second one quickly.
Okay.
First Chronicles, I'll put the paper there.
Paper.
No, that, yeah.
Okay.
So you can, yeah.
Oh, you've really helped me.
I wanted to help you.
Yeah.
Because your Sunday school teacher.
My Sunday school teacher. Yeah, she didn't survive for that long. All right, so First Chronicles
21, 24.
21, okay, this is 21, 24.
Yeah.
Okay, it's here. But King David replied to Araunah, no, I insist on paying the full price. I will not take for the Lord what is yours or sacrifice a burnt offering that costs me nothing. So the same
scripture. It's a twin scripture.
Wow.
We're in a twin year.
Okay.
That's why I'm using twin scriptures. You notice 21 and 24. Second Samuel is 24, 24. First Chronicles is 21, 24. I just showed you what happens 21
and 24.
So the Lord guided me to use these position scriptures.
Wow. And this definitely will not be the end. He has so much to say, too much to be crammed into 2 hours.
And that's one of my books.
Yeah.
If anybody wants.
Good. Yeah.
The Untold Story
of J.B. Dankwa. He has this book. Many of you have been asking how you get his book to buy. Apostle, is it okay if we put your number on air?
The calls
will be not okay. All right. So I'm going to put this number on air. If you need any of these prayer kits, we couldn't even talk about the almond.
There's so much.
But we'll deal with that later.
Yeah.